So, it is July 18th, 2024, and it is 77 degrees out, and we finally got some rain. So, the first two things you seen in this video were my red Italian scallions I just harvested, and one of the okra I just harvested. And so, then we got some good rain. And we've been working on the kitchen floor, so everything's more and more of a booby trap. So I figured I'd give you a quick update. Let me spin this around and show you the okra first. We have another okra right there who's almost ready to pluck. First one had a hard time coming off, but this is the okra, and it's almost ready to pluck. As you can see, the heat has done quite a bit of damage to a lot of our crops, and you'll see that as we go. This little beet here is still kicking, which is so shocking. You'll see in here, this one and this one. That one doesn't look so good, but those are some of the purple cosmic carrots that I had harvested earlier, and I just cut the tops and left them in some water. This is another one, and I'm not sure if that one's going to do, but I want to show you one of them at least is still kicking, and I just let it start growing a little bit of roots in some water, and then I brought it out here and shoved it in some soil. Now our broccoli is still being eaten away by some sort of critter that's also leaving eggs on the side of my grow tower. But that's okay because it's keeping most of the other critters away. I do have this purple cosmic carrot that you can't see because I just watered it. You can see that the carrot fly is starting to attack it a little bit, so I'll be harvesting that today. And this purple cosmic carrot, you can see he's actually starting to stick out. Those are the two that were left over. I left because they were really small. And so I left them in the tower to grow bigger so I could actually get a carrot and didn't lose them all. All these cute little greens you see that are laying down and sticking up are more purple cosmic carrots that I had just sprinkled a bunch of seeds in. You can see some of them are, as I water it, they kind of get watered down. But they'll grow big and strong and get better and get stronger and bigger and all that fun stuff. Let me see if I can carefully back up. Here, we'll spin this. Hang on, let's spin this around this way so you can see. All right, this is my early bird zinnia, as you can see. And she is still growing. And so now I've got a bigger stake in there. And I measured her yesterday, and the two pink ones up there is the tallest we've got, and so that was 5 foot. That little one that just sprouted up is a little bit taller than the other pink ones. So the early bird zinnias that are only supposed to get 20 to 25 inches tall have grown 5 foot tall and are literally bigger around than my thumb. We have had some that broke off. This one is venturing out, so I put a stake here to kind of brace it up because she's still doing good. But what I wanted to really show you is one of the chunks that had fallen off of here with a little bit of wind. It was down here deeper in the soil, if you can see that. And so when it fell off, it had some roots, and I was spinning the tower when it fell off. So what I did with it was I took it and I put it in here in the soil, and I shoved a stake here to prop it up because they're so big and so top heavy. It's crazy. And I just earlier, before I turned on the camera, I took all of the dead leaves from it being shocked because it got broke and started to had to put off new roots. So I took all the dead leaves and the icky stuff, this stuff here, that's obviously there's no life to it. I took all of that off for the most part, and I assessed it, and it is still, even though this is like dead there, it's still putting off a lot of new growth, brand new life. And it's still fed enough nutrients into this flower to actually bloom, because that was just a bud. And it looks like you can see down in that soil a little, there's a leaf down there too. So it might put off another branch. But so far it's doing really good. I mean, you can see it's really putting off some nice new growth. So I'm assuming that it is started to reroot, obviously, because it's showing new growth and life. And so we'll see. I clipped back a lot of the stuff that was dead. That's where you see all those clips at. And some of it I'll probably have to prune back, you know, like this dead stuff. And that'll stimulate more growth. So hopefully we'll get some more out of that. That's very exciting. I did, like I said, there's another carrot. Here's another couple of them. They haven't shown much signs of life yet, but I've been watering the tower every day. We did finally feed the worms a couple of days ago. I do need to oh, that one there, that's a dead one. We need to get that out of there. Sometimes the leaves get all sunburned or whatever, and then they want to die off. But so far, these guys here, I mean, they're just putting off more and more buds. And I find that the more that I deadhead it, like here you can see, I deadheaded it where I cut off one of the flowers that was withering, and it put off a whole new stalk with more flowers and buds. So it's doing really well. It has drawn some pests to it. The broccoli seems to have taken on most of the pests. And as of just since the day before we got rain, because we got rain yesterday a little bit, and then we got rain today. So we're finally getting rain. It's a good thing for us. But the day before we got rain, so 2 days ago, I noticed that we had some little bit of discoloring on this here carrot, and you can see how some of the leaves are just getting a little icky and eaten up. So we do have carrot fly, I guess, or something. So I'll be plucking these and just regrowing these. I was hoping to leave one of these go long enough for it to actually actually go ahead and put off a flower so I can collect some seeds. But you can see, look in there, and there's still life. I mean, they're kicking really well. They're doing amazing. So I'm very excited about that. Our nasturtiums and chamomile are still doing well. It seems like they like more water. And I probably should have put them in a bigger pot. So just figured I'd give you a quick update. There's the dill, and I'll be harvesting a little bit of that for some egg salad. All of the dill has bolted. That's the word I was looking for. I want the carrots to bolt. So, and we still have a couple of California poppies that are kicking and putting off flowers from time to time. I did take some of the poppy seeds and put them in these other couple of holes, and I did put some in here. This is the rest of the nasturtiums, or no, not zinnias, not nasturtiums. And they're doing pretty good. The sun does seem to fry the leaves. But, and look, we do have a little critter there. You go away, little critter. But, yeah, zinnias are supposed to draw some of the critters so that it keeps them off of your carrots and other things. Here you can see this here is a part of the carrot that's down there, and it is a sign of carrot fly. So I've just been watching them because those are the short and sweets. And if you can see down in there, they're really not ready yet. They're still pretty small. And you can see some of the signs. Some of that is sunburn, and some of that is probably from the carrot fly. Here we can see the same thing with these. See down there, they're still quite small, so they're not ready for harvest. There's a good sign of it. So, but again, we've had a lot of heat too. This is the Helichrysum, and it's still doing good, I guess. I mean, it's still alive. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with it. I clipped some of the California poppies, and now it's pushing off new growth, so that's exciting. This is the lettuce, and I seeded a bunch of it and then left the rest of it. So we'll see what happens with that. Over here, you can see that the parsley is still doing well. There is one thing of lettuce that's still kicking, which is shocking. This one here is a curly leaf lettuce that I clipped, and it is still putting off, and yet it's still trying to bolt. So, but yeah, the parsley is still doing extremely well. There's one of my yellow bunching onions, or white bunching onions actually, and I'm going to harvest that today. Some of this lettuce, as you can see, is still kicking. It does have a couple of critters that are eating it up, but that's okay. Just rinse it off before you eat it. We'll spin you around here. Here's another one of the bunching onions, and if I can spin you just a little bit more, there's the other bunching onion. So we'll be harvesting the bunching onions today and putting a couple more in there just so that we have onions. Bunching onions, also called green onions, or what do I call them? Chives. I turn these little green onions into chives. I chop them up and put them into things that's chives. I have found personally that the onions, any kind, whether they be bunching onions or the purple scallions, or even the what do I got out there? I've got the store-bought yellow onions, and that I just shoved in the pot, and I'll take you down and show you those. But the onions seem to keep quite a bit of the critters away. A lot of, well, not critters, parasites and pests. Not critters, but we don't have many critters. Here are the store-bought onions. One of them did bolt, which is okay. And I've got it in the other zinnia thing, and I took this off of Mr. Stacky and brought it down here to draw some of the bees to pollinate our cucumbers and our pumpkins. These guys did get a little bit of waterlogged because I think I watered them too much and the heat and all. But we do have one that bolted, so I'll be harvesting some of those seeds. I've also already put some of them in here, hoping that they will start rooting. But we still got some here. I'm just letting them go. This is what's left of our pumpkin. And this is the only little pumpkin we got. He didn't get much bigger than he is. Now that his stem is browning up, if it'll focus, it's almost completely brown, so then I'll clip him off, and that's our pumpkin. I did, however, find, I don't know if I can see him again, but hopefully not. I did find a couple of critters in here this morning. We do still have vine that is good, and this blossom was open earlier today. It was the only one open, so I wasn't able to pollinate it. But we do have vining here and vining here that's still alive. This guy's still trying to kick. We do have some issue here, but up here he's still trying to go and put off flowers. So we'll see how that goes. But I did see a couple of beetles down here, and you can see that their scrap is, I pulled that off with the couple of beetles on it. So I do think that we probably have a vine borer beetle, not exactly sure. Same way with all this funny yellow crusty stuff. I don't know if it's from the vine borer beetle or what, or if it's just a bacteria or who knows. Here are our cucumbers. You can see we got lots of clustered ones here. They're doing really good. Hey, no. Okay, well, so yeah, there's some sort of critter that's been eating our pumpkin vines, as you can see. It's down there. I don't know if it's vine borer or some sort of, I don't know what it is, but we'll figure it out. Here are our, I don't know where I left off when I paused, so here are a bunch of our cucumbers. You can see they're doing good as long as we can keep the soil moist. These two are about to be ready, but they've been this size for a couple weeks and they're just not getting any greener. And there's one there. He's just a little guy. I can hold you close enough to see him. Just a little guy that's as big as he is. He's more round than anything. But he's still doing good. Although you can see the buds that we had pollinated and everything have dried up from the heat. And then over here we've got this one that's not producing anything, but it's not dead yet. It's just kind of there. And then this guy just quit putting off flowers, but we've got two and a possible one back there. So far we're doing pretty good with our cucumbers. So things are doing better. I know that this video is already getting long and it's quite warm out here. But let's show you the last couple things before we go. Here are some of our tomatoes. They actually have to get in bigger pots soon. Here is our biggest ground cherry tomato plant. I don't know if you can see the stem down there. You can see that yellow one almost ready to fall off. So they are producing and doing well. There's that weed. Now that it's raining, it's growing well. The mint is still bolting and doing well, putting off some more springs. It should start rooting in that pot soon, and this one's just kind of doing its thing. There's the rest of our volunteer tomatoes, and some sort of critter has been eating them. These are the purple tomatillos. We still only have 2 tomatillos on there, and you can see there are more blooms and there are a couple of bees now. So hopefully we'll get a couple more tomatillos. There's more of our basil. And again, like I said, it is bolting. Here are the other volunteer ground cherry tomatoes. There's quite a few baby tomatoes in there. So I'm just waiting for them to fall off and then I'll eat them and start transplanting them. There's another one of our Thai basil, and these are 2 ground cherry tomatoes. This one is one I pulled out of the bucket and started in a little cup and then transplanted here. He has not given me any fruit yet, but is doing good and doesn't seem to have any signs of any pests or anything, so that's good. And surprise, surprise, since I shoved that bottle up there in the water, full of water, in these beans, we actually still have a good healthy looking bean stalk and one with a bloom. So we might still get some beans out of there. They're still kicking, so that's good. The peas, of course, are done. And the white-tipped radish has finished bolting, and I've been harvesting the seed pods little by little to be able to have more seeds for more red or white-tipped radishes, either this fall or next year. So I think I covered everything. It is getting warm in here, and management came by to give us a violation. They don't like my fence. Or so that's what they're calling it, is a fence. It's actually a dog kennel extended out to trellis up all of our vining plants, like our cucumbers and our pumpkins. So that's what we got going on there. Water barrel is pretty much dry. Roses are still doing well. And the cactus, I don't know if I can zoom in. There we go. You can see there are new petals on the cactus, and there's only a couple of the prickly pears that are still starting to yellow. So I'm not sure if we'll lose any more or not. We've already lost 2. But, yeah, and now the dog's tongue is sticking out of her head because it is quite a bit warm out here. So, let her in. And, that's what we got going on so far. We did finally get a little bit of rain, not really enough to measure, but we're still going. So with that, I'll go ahead and cut this off and wish you all a wonderful day. Remember, you are someone. You do matter. I love you. I thank you for watching my videos. Make sure to give me a thumbs up if this was interesting or useful to you. Subscribe to the channel. Yeah, we're sweating now. Subscribe to the channel, and that way you get notifications of everything else that's going on. And I will see you on the next video. Until then, ciao now.